There's a lot of athleticism to play tight end, right?
Yeah.
Explain that to the people who've never played it. Like, what is it like to play tight end? What are all the abilities you have to have?
I mean, size, you got to be bigger than a wide receiver, but also like you have to still have athleticism. You have to be able to jump. You have to be able to run, and like nimble enough to make moves and make cuts, because you're going to be running routes against safeties and DBs, and then the next play you could be blocking a 6'8" D end. So it's like you have to have the size, but you also have to have the athleticism. So it's like it's a super good, like, rare mixture, rare breed of kind of both sides of.
Yeah, you can't. It's just you're limited on who can play there right up front by body type and strength.
Yeah.
And then you have to add in.
A bunch of NFL guys started this thing. It's called Tight End University. So like all the tight ends in the NFL like get together like once a year and just like have this like little week-long camp where they like do all this like fun stuff. And
Yeah.
It's like it's a super cool thing. But it's like Travis Kelce is like one of the main guys that do it. And one of the things he said is we have to do all the same things that a $30 million wide receiver has to do, and then we have to go and do the same exact things that a $30 million left tackle has to do the next play, and they pay us half the money. And so like that's like kind of their thing, is they're kind of trying to like bring awareness, like, yo, like tight ends we're beasts out here. We got to do all this stuff. And yeah, so you also have to be super smart. Like, we have to know everything in the pass game, just like a wide receiver does. We have to know how to run a route versus man or zone or, you know, whatever. Yeah. And then we also have to know all that stuff Connor was talking about earlier about IDing a mic and knowing who to block on run plays.
Because you are part of that blocking scheme.
100%.
Like 100%. You are just like an alignment.
It starts with the center, and then the calls just go out from there. So when we're in the run game, we have to really communicate with the tackle or whoever it is to who we're comboing to or whatever. So you have to be on your toes.
Your footwork. That's the thing people don't understand. It's like there's wide receiver footwork, but then there's blocking scheme footwork.
Yeah.
Like and that's the most like intimate detail of football, I think.
Yes.
Is getting your hat play side or getting your feet right to get your hat play side. And 95% of the people who watch football don't know that.
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
That was one of the, I mean, and that's like when I was in high school too, my coaches didn't really preach that stuff as much.
Yeah.
Like it was more about just like, you know, learning your route, making sure you do like have your right assignment. And then I got to college, and it's like, especially Coach Clark here, I mean, he's like, your first step is everything. Like if you take a bad first step, you just play it over and over in film. Like step is everything, hat placement is everything, leverage. There's so many things into it that, like you said, 95% of people just watching the game have no clue.
You push them to the right, or you push them to the left.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
If it's going to the right, just get in front of it. Like
push them away.
it's
no.